Hi guys, I greet you all from wherever you are watching me, depending on your time zone. Again, I welcome you to today's discussion. Now, yesterday, the nominated Member of Parliament Godfrey Osotsi released a statement claiming to be naming moles within the ANC Party, and seemingly he was suggesting to be advising the ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi. So, on this punchline today, I would want us to check into possible reason why Godfrey Osotsi decided to release that statement. What political implication does it have? And again, we will also use this opportunity to understand who is Godfrey Osotsi in ANC Party and what is his relationship with the ODM Party. Because you see, Godfrey Osotsi, in one hand, he is claiming to be ANC member, and in the other hand, he is deeply in ODM Party. But before we go deep into that, I have a quick request. You might be watching me and you have not yet subscribed. My humble request, please consider to subscribe so that any other time, once we come out with a video like this one, you will always get notified. Again, to all the returning subscribers and anyone who dropped comment, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support. I also know that we have some of our friends on this platform who are really trying hard to share our videos out there. I must say thank you so much. Let us keep on doing so that we can attract more audience. Now back to our discussion.
Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, wewe ni kiongozi ambayo tumeheshimu. Wewe ni kiongozi ambaye unaweza kuwa rais wa Kenya. Ni lakini chukua muda uchunguze wale watu ambao wako karibu na wewe. Wale watu ambao wanasema wanakusaidia wewe. Kwa sababu hawa watu hawakusaidii. Hawa watu ni fisi ambao wanakaa na wewe kwa maboardroom, ambao wanakula na wewe, lakini wanafanyia watu wengine kazi. Mimi najua na niko na ushahidi, na mimi siogopi kusema. Na hili ni jambo ambalo limekuwa ndani ya roho yangu, kwamba tuna wabunge fulani ambao wanajifanya wanakutetea, wanaongea kwa bidii sana sana, wana-attack sana Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga. Hawa viongozi si wa ukweli, kwa sababu mchana wako na wewe, usiku wanaenda kuchukua bahasha kule kwa William Ruto. Na hawa tunawajua. Mheshimiwa Malala, wewe ukiongea vibaya kwa Ruto, unapiga simu unaambiwa kuja uchukue bahasha. Hata ule mbunge wa Lurambi, ule ambaye amezoea kuanguka kwa mchanga, kurolu kwa mchanga, huyo pia tunajua mambo yake.
Osotsi is a politician with ambition, just like any other politician in the field. So releasing such a statement was not an accident. Osotsi had specific political objective that he wanted to achieve. And therefore, for us to understand Godfrey Osotsi, we must know who is Godfrey Osotsi and where is he coming from. So Osotsi is a former ANC Secretary General who was later kicked out of leadership because of two reasons. Number one is mismanagement of accounts in the ANC Party. There was claims that ANC Party lost millions of money, which Godfrey Osotsi was directly involved, and that money was not accounted for up to now. So as a Secretary General, he had a case to answer, and up to now, the issue has not yet been solved. And number two, Osotsi was kicked out of ANC Party because of nepotism and favorism. There were claims that in 2017, when ANC secured some nomination seats, number one, Osotsi, as Secretary General, he took an advantage to nominate himself as a Member of Parliament without consulting. And secondly, Osotsi went ahead to nominate his mother-in-law as a member of County Assembly. And thirdly, Osotsi also went ahead to nominate a person perceived to be his girlfriend as a member of County Assembly. Kulenandi. So these claims were there, and they all culminated to a situation whereby Godfrey Osotsi had a question mark in the ANC Party. Definitely, the people within ANC Party started feeling that Osotsi is reducing an ANC Party to a one-family party. So ANC Party, in their own wisdom, realized that Osotsi is trying to reduce a public party public property, you see, into a family property. So for that reason, they decided to kick Godfrey Osotsi out of ANC Party, and even they went ahead to kick Godfrey Osotsi from ANC register. Again also, they even tried to go to extent of kicking Godfrey Osotsi out of the nominated member of ANC so that they can replace with another person. But it is only the court that saved Godfrey Osotsi up to now. Osotsi ni mtu ambaye anatembea na court order in the pocket. If it was not that, then Osotsi will not be even a nominated member of parliament. So from that time up to now, Godfrey Osotsi went ahead to seek his refuge in the ODM party, and that's where he has been operating around. So my question is, how can a rebel purport to advise a political party that he is against its leadership? That's the question, because he is coming out as a man who is trying to advise Musalia Mudavadi. So we start our first question from there. How can he purport to advise ANC Party, or how can he purport to be speaking for the ANC Party? So for Godfrey Osotsi to survive politically, he has to join ODM Party, because seemingly there is no space in the ANC Party. So for that reason, the ODM opponent should be his opponent. The ODM enemies should be Godfrey Osotsi's enemy. That is the only way he can win ODM to favor him, so that he can maybe get a nomination certificate. Because the doors were already shut in the ANC Party. So, for that reason, Senator Cleopas Malala is one person who is coming out as a strong person in defense of Musalia Mudavadi. And I told you in the last video that Malala is one individual that ODM has marked as one of its opponents in Kakamega and in larger western region. Because Malala is one guy who can mobilize. Again, in Kakamega gubernatorial seat is proving to be one of the strong candidates. That's why you see ODM is not even giving the airtime to someone like Khalwale. Instead, they are concentrating on Senator Cleopas Malala. So they have to come with enemies to blackmail Malala, or use even the situation that Malala passed in long time ago. For example, if they want to use the situation of William Ruto building a house for Cleopas Malala, it can be true or false in one way. Malala, yes, could have sought help when he was an MCA during that time for help. And it's not only Cleopas Malala. All of these politicians have at least sought help from one place or another. And I remember even there was a time when Ayub Savula challenged Godfrey Osotsi to deny if Musalia Mudavadi did not take care of his education. And up to now, Godfrey Osotsi did not deny. So if we take it this way, Musalia Mudavadi decided to pay for Godfrey Osotsi education all the way from primary up to the university level. And then Godfrey Osotsi is here working with the ODM party. Does it mean that Godfrey Osotsi is a mole in ODM party for ANC party? Because now, if you will talk about people who have been helped with other politicians, then he is the biggest beneficiary. Because under Musalia Mudavadi Foundation, his education was taken care of. So you cannot speak from both mouths. So we have to understand that Godfrey Osotsi is simply seeking for ODM ticket, maybe as to go for the senatorial seat in Vihiga County, or a member of parliament. But member of parliament, there's one guy in Bunyora who is also an ODM member. So that one, there's no chance. The only remaining space is for him to go for senatorial seat in Vihiga County. So for him to win ODM ticket, he has to fight those people who are seemingly to be ODM opponents. So we have to understand Godfrey Osotsi from that point. That's why he will use every means, including blackmail, so that he can achieve his political agenda. So, you know, there is a group that cannot vote for William Ruto in the Western region, but these people can embrace Musalia Mudavadi. So, Godfrey Osotsi, when he comes with such statement, this is also another way to blackmail the situation, such that those people who are undecided, and they can maybe go with Musalia Mudavadi to either change their mind and vote for the ODM leader, because they will think that maybe Musalia Mudavadi is just here to work on helping William Ruto. But that's not the truth. Mudavadi is on ballot to strengthen ANC party. Mudavadi is on the ballot to capture power. Just the same way William Ruto and Raila Odinga is trying to do. But in between what is playing here is politics. Definitely politics sometimes is dirty. So for that reason, people have to understand Godfrey Osotsi. And lastly, before I sign out, Osotsi, for him to remain relevant, he has to come out and speak. So he has to make such statement that can go outside there as breaking news, that can attract more people listening to, so that he can remain relevant. So for that reason, he had to make such statement. Thank you so much for listening to being up to this far. May good God bless you. By the way, Bishop Titus Kamala, the Lurambe Member of Parliament, also responded to Godfrey Osotsi, and this is what he had to say.
Osotsi, mimi sitafuti nomination. I'm a man. Mwanaume katika longi kwa imani ya Mungu na kwa kutafuta na network yangu na watu wangu na upendo. Mimi natembea kwa watu. Sitafuti nomination ya kuchukua nomination ya wamama ama walemavu. I am not a leech. I am not an opportunist. Mimi ni mtu ambaye najisimamia na katika maisha yangu. Kwa hivyo wale watu ambao wanapika midomo huko nje ni watu wanatafuta nomination. Kwanza wewe heshimu mimi, heshimu Malala, heshimu huyo Sabula mheshimiwa, heshimu Tindi, heshimu Aseka, na wale wote akina Goya, akina Mama Dakala, wote akina Erin Sikibai, wajumbe wote akina Mboko. Ni sisi tulipata kura, ndio wewe ukadoea kiti ya walemavu, ukadoea kiti ya wamama, kiti ambayo uko nayo. Mwanaume gani uko na miguu sawa unaenda nomination? Sasa after kupewa kitu ya bure for 5 years ndio naanza kutuima sisi ambao tunakupatia haki ya Mungu. Osotsi wewe, nataka nikuambie watu kama wewe they end up very badly in politics. Hata kama Mudavadi unaona hafai, but alikuchangia in one way or another one. Respect the man. Watu kama nyinyi iliyobali kolongoma kweli ya kolongoma na banshika na bango Osotsi. In this world watu kama akina Osotsi ndio siasa ikiisha, vio zenu zikiisha, mnabaki without anything. Mnakuwa watu ambao sasa hata maukishonia wanaishi kwa milango yetu. I'm not a survivor and I'm not trying to survive in politics and I will never survive in politics. Politics is service, kutumika. Wananchi wanipe, nisema asante ni watumikie. Wakisema sijafaa, niendelee kuishi na wao as an elder and a statesman